What is up, Flesh and Blood players? Today we're going to be talking about how to get into Flesh and Blood in 2026. LSS have done so much to make getting into Fab like the best experience of any card game on the market right now. And I just kind of wanted to talk about how you go from your first games on the kitchen table and how you go from here to playing at the World Championships. How do you get from point A to B? So I hope this video will help a lot with you guys and help you get into the game. So the first thing you want to do, find an LGS near you, a local game store, and just ask them, hey, do you guys have the IRA welcome decks? Can I get 2 of these, please? And just jam some games with a friend. These are completely free to pick up, and they'll just let you play some games with a friend, learn the rules by yourselves, and just kind of work out what you enjoy about Flesh and Blood. Maybe it's the blocking, maybe it's the attacking, maybe it's swinging with your weapon a lot, maybe it's running your opponent out of cards. Like, there's so many different aspects to this game, but this will kind of let you get your first taste of all these mechanics. So from here, you want to find what's called an armory. So an armory is Fab's version of like a F&M or something like that. There is almost definitely an armory near you. I think there is pretty much armories in every city at this point. Most local game stores now run armories. So you want to find that and, find out what format did they play? Like, what is your local scene enjoy doing? So there's kind of 3 things that they might enjoy doing. If it's booster draft or sealed, just rock up, show up, pay your entry, and then play with the packs. People will explain what to do with you. That one's nice and easy to sort out. I think most people right now will be playing Silver Age. Silver Age is the new format for Fab. These are essentially, it's the super easy to get into format, smaller games that go nice and quick, so much fun to play. And LSS have released the Silver Age Precon decks, which are amazing. I will say in particular, if you want to get into Fab and you want to maybe you're a little bit more competitive, maybe pick up the Bravo, Enigma, Phi, or KO decks. These are all great precons that are seriously competitive. Play these at your local event, you'll have a great time, get into the game, find out what you like playing. Maybe have a little read through of each of the decks and kind of be oh, this hero's about this. Bravo's about doing big tall attacks that deal a lot of damage and have cool on hits. Durinvir is about swinging your weapon a lot. Enigma is about setting up these defensive auras that protect you. Phi is about throwing lots of small attacks. Find what kind of you enjoy and the aesthetics you enjoy, and pick up one of these decks and just play some Silver Age. I'm sure that people at your local community will have Silver Age decks, and I'm sure that they will be happy to jam games with you. These are 20 USD each, I think, depending on the country, etc. I think it slightly changes, but it won't vary much from 20 USD. And this competitive format goes all the way to the top of Premier Play. So picking out one of these is such a great way of getting into Flesh and Blood. Do this. This is honestly, it's just such an incredible thing to get into. So now, what if your armory is playing Classic Constructed? In that case, you want to pick up an armory deck. You don't want to pick up all of these. Some of these have rotated out the game, or they are just not really good decks to pick up. So, whereas Silver Age is a smaller format with quick games, Classic Constructed is a longer game, but the games are a lot more rewarding and a bit more skill intensive. Armory decks to pick up. I would say pick up the Arachne, Ira, Pleiades, Gravy Bones, Yalvatradi, or Dash decks. I think these are all really good choices. Just pick the one that stands out the best to you. And these are all CC decks. You can just play them out of the box at your local armory, and you'll just have a good time and just start learning how to play the game and how to play CC. These are a lot of fun. These are 60 card decks essentially. They are not as competitive as the Silver Age decks because Silver Age is rarity gate kept, but these are also amazing ways to pick up. And if your local armory is only playing CC, then just pick up one of these. But I think the majority of people will have Silver Age decks on them anyway, so I would highly recommend prioritizing this. So from here, I think you should go to the Hero tab, you should go to Hero Finder, and you should just scroll through and find a hero you like that hasn't LL'd and is legal in CC, and build a deck. Like, so how you want to go about that is either ordering singles on an online website, like specific cards that you like, or trade with your local community, ask for like commons if people have them, and just build a deck that you enjoy and kind of like just start learning the game as you build your deck and kind of like build it out and like fulfill what you think is good. Like maybe there's a particular like cool interaction or like card that you like playing, like just build things around that. If you want to build lists, if you want to build decks that are like if you want to like just find other people's lists and build those out, go to this website. It's called Fabrary. This will show you, like, you can go down here and you can go to tournament decks, and you can see decks that have performed well at local tournaments, and not local tournaments, but just tournaments in general. And a lot of these are like at the highest level of play, and you can just build out like a hero or a character that you like. This is also like a really great resource to use. You can create your own deck list and kind of write things like here. This is kind of like a Moxfield or like a Scryfall type of tool. And I will definitely say it is like very, very good. So you've like built out your CC deck, you've like picked up some cards maybe from some booster packs, some booster sets, you've like met your local community. How do you start playing the game and getting to these next levels? So you've played your armory. What are the other things at your local game store that you can look forward to? Well, there's your pre-releases. These are your first chance to get a hand on new cards and new sets. Basically, these are kind of your first chance to like play with new cards in the flesh and see what they do, see how they play. These are tons of fun. They'll let you open product ahead of time of the new set before it even comes out. These are so much fun. Go to these. And then you have skirmishes, which are kind of like your first taste of competitive play. These are all Silver Age at the moment, I think. But you can just show up, jam some games. There's like really cool prizing. These will be every once in a while type of events. They're not like every week, like Armory events, for example. And you'll be able to pick up some cool cards and just kind of like start playing a bit more competitively with a little bit more stakes on the line. Now, we kind of move to tier 2 of play, and we'll kind of talk about like a bit more competitive events. So tier 2 forwards, you'll have to submit a deck list of all the cards in your deck, and you'll kind of like show up and it'll be like a little bit higher stakes. You'll have a bit more like competitiveness going on in your community. A lot of these events are typically CC or Sage at this point. These are like a lot rarer. They're kind of like a few times a year, more than like once a week or like once every few months, like skirmishes. But these kind of work as like your introductory level to like competitive Flesh and Blood. But honestly, these are so much fun. Like I always play every like Road to Nationals and ProQuest I can, and I'll probably be playing every Battlegrounds as I can now that they exist. So Road to Nationals is essentially an event that lets you qualify for the national championship in your country. Coming top 4 Road to Nationals event lets you gets you invited to these events, the national championship, which you have to be invited to play. Or if you just get enough wins over the Road to Nationals season, you will get an invite as well. These are tons of play. I think these were only CC this year, but I would expect some of them to be Sage next year. And if you win one of these events, you also get a gold foil prize card, and then there's also like promos for top 8, gem packs for showing up, like all kinds of stuff. These are a lot of fun. I would highly recommend showing up to these because Nationals is also one of the best events of the year. Battlegrounds is essentially like a once every few months, really big tournament. I would expect a lot of these. These are like more regional. These won't be at your local game store. They'll be at like a venue, for example. And you'll kind of like battle it out. There'll be a top 8 cut, and you'll kind of fight it out to get first to get a PTI. Now, what's a PTI? This is a pretty important question. A PTI, or Pro Tour invite, is something that you can redeem to get invited, essentially, to your World Championship or your Pro Tour events. Now, there's 2 Pro Tours a year and 1 World Championship. These will typically be in other countries, unless you're lucky enough to have one in your country. But having a Pro Tour invite is something that's really, really helpful to have, because then you can go to an event that's like close to you, geographically, like, you know, in the context of the world, and play at this highest level. We then have ProQuest invites, which qualify you for the Pro Tour. ProQuest invites, essentially, they qualify you for the next Pro Tour that's going to happen. Only the person who wins the ProQuest gets one of these invites to go play at the Pro Tour. But again, this is super rewarding. And, you know, this is also kind of that competitive event. Currently, we're in the ProQuest Las Vegas season, so events are going on right now to qualify you for Las Vegas in July. Now, I've talked about, like, how you qualify for the Pro Tour, but how do you qualify for the World Championship? And that's where Nationals comes in. So top 12, 8, or 4 will get, depending on the size of your national event, of your national championship, will get invited to the World Championship, which is the absolute top event for the year. They're only once a year, and they're huge. Your national championships are also once a year. And you also fight it out to become national champion, which is like such like a flex. It's like a bragging rights thing, but also there's like great prizing at these events, so they're like super worth coming to, and it's kind of a great moment where a whole country's like community comes together. Now, the other event in Tier 3 is called a calling. What's a calling? Callings are, there's currently like 36? Yeah, 36 events of them in the year. These are like your GPs in Magic, for example, or like your, I think regionals are what they called in Yu-Gi-Oh! These are essentially like your big events that are like open to everybody. You don't need an invite to show up, you just show up. On the Friday, there's like kind of chilled out casual events. There's like vendors there. There's like, there's a prize wall. There's like tickets and stuff like that. And you like can play events to earn prize tickets, and there's like cosplay and stuff. It's really cool. And on the Saturday, there's like the actual calling itself, the event. This is a tournament where, you know, it'll typically be 12 to 14 rounds. You play like 7 rounds on the first day. If you do well enough, you'll get invited back for day 2. And then if you do well enough there, you'll top 8. The pricing for these events is a lot better. There's like gold foil legendaries for top 8. There's like serious prize cash. For first, you get like some really crazy prize cash. Everyone in top 8 gets a PTI. And then also first place gets a unique golden foil legendary card, which is decided at the start of every year. The current one is quick dodge flexes, but these are also only available from winning a calling. So they are super desirable and super rare. These are really, really sick. And then on the Sunday of a calling, you have a showdown, which is back down to a tier 2 event. These are all Silver Age at the moment, and these are basically like, oh, you didn't do so well at the calling, maybe you had like a rough day. Run it back, you play the showdown on the Sunday, you like top 8 that, you win that, and that's like really exciting as well. That's like another big tier event. There's prize cash available. There's like gold foil, Blossom of Spring, and Blade Background equipment for top 4, and then first and second both get a PTI. So these are also pretty cool events that are worth playing. Now, let's say you've played your armories, you've played your skirmishes, you've played your RTNs, you've played your ProQuest, you've played your nationals, you've played your callings, you've earned a PTI, you've earned a world championship invite. What do you want to do next? You want to go play the Pro Tour. So there's 2 Pro Tours in the year. They are some of the biggest events in the year. There's typically be like over 1,000 people at these events. They are international typically. You'll probably have to fly there. These are absolutely massive events. They are so much fun. They typically start on the Thursday night with a bit of a welcome dinner for people who qualified, where they'll hold a keynote speech and talk about what's going on in the game, what you've got to look forward to. They'll announce new products, etc. You'll like sign up, collect your packages for showing up to the Pro Tour, and then on the Friday, you start playing the Pro Tour. Now, again, this is like callings. If you do well enough on the Friday, you qualify for the Saturday. If you do well enough on the Saturday, you top 8. You get to play on the Sunday. You win the top 8, become the Pro Tour champion. You become that guy. Like you win a crazy amount of money. There is prize cash all the way down to top 64 at these events. There's typically like 500 people at like each of these events. Again, there's only 2 of these a year, and they are invite only. You have to be invited to play the Pro Tour tournament. But at each Pro Tour, there's also a calling and also a showdown. So even if you're not qualified for the Pro Tour and there's one near you, just show up anyway and play the calling and the showdown. There's also all the crazy stuff that's happening at a calling I talked about, like with prize tickets, prize walls, vendors, cosplayers, casual events, like unique formats, stuff like that. That all goes on at the Pro Tour too. So it's like a calling, but like you're also playing at the highest level possible. Now, Jake, you might be saying, what's above a Pro Tour? the World Championship. This is the biggest event of the year. This has the most prize cash in the year. This has the highest level of play. You are seeing everybody who's who showing up to this event. We're always there. Like, everyone's always there. Every content creator's there. Like, everything in a Pro Tour that I just talked about, everything in a calling that I just talked about, all of that is now true times a million. Like, this is the highest stake event of the year. You've got all this like prize cash going on. You've got like everyone fighting over like to be the best in the world, to become the world champion. These function in the same structure as the Pro Tour. You play day 1 on the Friday, you play well enough, you play day 2 on the Saturday, you play well enough of that, you top 8, you become the world champion on the Sunday. The event's live streamed, so thousands of people watch you do it. This is like the peak of hype. This is the ultimate goal. This is like where you want to be. So yeah, this is kind of like, and again, invite only event. You have to be invited to show up, but there is a calling there. There is a showdown there. If there is one like in your country or near you, just show up. These are such fun events. I can't talk about how like addictive playing Pro Tours and World Championships are. These are genuinely so much fun. I highly recommend doing so if you're able to. Even just playing at a calling is so much fun. It can't be understated how much fun these top 4 events are. But you've got to start at your like tier 1. So follow this pathway, and this is kind of how you get to playing at this highest level. I hope this has kind of like helped a bit to kind of explain how to get into Flesh and Blood and how the product schedule ties into organized play and how organized play actually functions. Overall, hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope this has been informative. I've tried to keep it kind of short, but I don't know if it actually has been. If you want to see more content from us, just give us a like and maybe subscribe. If you want to support us, we have guides and content on how to play different decks on our Metafy. But thank you for watching, and I hope you'll enjoy.